Hey guys, this is Ujjwal Kumar Sen and you're watching Ujjwal Kumar Sen YouTube channel. So guys, question number 121. In a psychometry chart, relative humidity lines are curved, inclined, straight but non-uniformly spaced horizontal and non-uniformly spaced horizontal and uniformly spaced. So my dear, for solving question of psychometry, always try to draw the diagram, right? This side we got DVT, it will increase to the right side, it will increase to the upward side, that is specific humidity. So relative humidity is like this, you have to draw like this, right? So as you can see the shape, my dear, what type of shape is this for relative humidity? That is what? Curved. Therefore answer for this question is option A is the correct answer. Question number 122. Two air streams with mass flow rate 36 kg per minute and 14 kg per minute with respective enthalpies of 36 kilojoule per kg of dry air and 50 kilojoule per kg of dry air mixed. The enthalpy of the mixture is nearly. So, my dear, it will be enthalpy is equal to what? M1H1 plus M2H2 division M1 plus M2. Now M1 is what, my dear? 36, that should be mass flow rate, right? 36 multiple H1 36 plus 14 multiple 50 division 36 plus 14. My dear, solve this question and tell me the answer you are getting in this question in the chat, in the comment section, right? Let's see what is the answer you are getting for this question, right? So write down which option is the correct answer for this question in the chat box. Question number 123. Air at 30 degrees centigrade and 1 bar has a specific humidity of 0.016 kg per kg of dry air. By considering the saturation pressure of water vapor at 30 degrees centigrade as 4.246 kilopascal, the relative humidity of the air will be. So we have to find out relative humidity. My dear, we have given specific humidity, we have given saturated pressure. We know that relative humidity phi is equal to PV by PVS. So if we can get the value of PV, right, then we can easily find out the answer of this question, right? So how we can able to find out the value of PV? So by using the formula, that is what? Specific humidity is equal to 0.622 PV by P minus PV. In this case, my dear, we know the value of omega, that is specific humidity. We know the value of P. So we are putting all the values and try to solve it. 0.016 is equal to 0.622 multiple PV. We have to find out P. 1 bar means 100 kilopascal, because we have to find out in kilopascal. So my dear, what we'll do, we will just do cross multiplication. So after doing cross multiplication, I'm solving it. Okay, you can also solve it by using pen and copy. Okay, all right. So what we are getting, my dear, PV is equal to 2.5 kilopascal. This is the value we are getting. If PV is equal to 2.5 kilopascal, we can easily find out phi is equal to PV by PVS. PV is what, my dear? 2.5 and PVS 4.246. Now my dear, again we need to use the device for the ease of the calculation, so that I can tell you correct answer, what is the answer we are getting, which is nearly equal to 58.8%, because what value we are getting here, we have to multiply that value with 100, because we have to convert that value into percentage, that is the standard protocol. So my dear, we are getting answer, that is what? Option C is the correct answer for this question. Question number 124. Consider the following statements in respect of an evaporative cooling process. First, wet bulb temperature remains constant, dew point temperature remains constant, enthalpy remains constant. Which of the above statements are correct? So my dear, it is talking about evaporative cooling. So first draw the diagram for evaporative cooling, then we can easily find out. It should be like this, right? 1 to 2. In this case, my dear, dew point temperature lines are like this, so it is constant. Vapor temperature, it is like this, constant. Dew point temperature always will increase upward side, right? That means if it is going upward, that means it is increasing, right? That means it is wrong, not correct. Now enthalpy, yes, enthalpy lines are like this only, therefore it is correct, right? So enthalpy and vapor temperature both are correct, and the dew point temperature line is incorrect. So here, my dear, option A and 1 and 3 both are correct. So option D is the correct answer for this question for the case of 124. Question number 125. In an air handling unit, air enters the cooling coil at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. The surface temperature of the coil is minus 5 degrees centigrade. If the bypass factor of the coil is 0.45, then the temperature of the air at the exit will be. So we have to find out temperature of the air at the exit, right? So we can easily find out that. We know bypass factor, right? So 0.45 is a bypass factor, all right? So bypass factor is equal to, we know that in case of cooling coil, that should be like this. All right. So here, my dear, what cooling coil minus 5 degree, it is 30. We have to find out this T, that is exit temperature. So it is always T plus 5 by 30 plus 5, because minus minus plus 5, right? Because we have to do like this, T minus minus 5, and here also 30 minus minus 5. Therefore we can write these two. So 0.45 multiple 35 is equal to T plus 5. So here we have to find out what is the value of T. Let me solve it and tell you the answer of this question. What answer we are getting? 0.45 multiple 35 minus 5 is equal to 10.75. So most close answer is what, my dear? Option C is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move on to the question number 126. The most suitable refrigeration system utilizing solar energy. So my dear, that is what, my dear? It is talking about VARS, vapor absorption refrigeration system, right? In this case, my dear, the most suitable refrigeration system we use, that is what, my dear? This one, ammonia and water, because in this case ammonia is used as refrigerant and water is used as absorbent. That is why we can easily use this one, right? Now option B also we can use, but why we cannot use this properly, or it is not most suitable? Because here, my dear, lithium bromide is an absorbent and water is what, my dear? Water is refrigerant. So whenever the temperature will be close to 0 degree centigrade, the refrigerant will freeze, so it will not move, it will not circulate, right? So if refrigerant will not circulate, how could it possible it will work, right? That is why option A is the correct answer for this question. Question number 127. A condenser of a refrigeration system rejects heat at rate of 120 kilowatt while its compressor consumes a power of 30 kilowatt. The coefficient of performance of the system would be, we have to find out. So for this, my dear, we have to draw the diagram, right? Let's draw the diagram of refrigerator, right? So it should be like this, and this work input is here 30 and here is 120. Therefore, my dear, there should be 90, because this and this addition of both two should be equal to 120 from first law of thermodynamics, because these are two inputs and one is output. So input is equal to output should be there, because energy cannot be created or even not destroyed, right? According to first law. So my dear, from here what we can say, COP is equal to desired effect, that is 90, upon work input, that is 30, is equal to 3. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Question number 128. In aircraft, air refrigeration cycle is used because of, my dear, obviously low unit per ton of refrigeration. It is the correct answer indeed, no problem in that. But the thing is that, my dear, nowadays we are not using this air as refrigerant. The reason is so simple. COP of this refrigerant very less. That is why it is costly. It is costly, right? It is costly. First, And second is what, my dear? It required high power consumption, right? That is why we're not using this as refrigerant nowadays. It is almost obsolete. Question number 129. A pressure gauge on discharge side of a refrigerant compressor reads too high. The reason could be lack of cooling water, water temperature being high, dirty condenser water, refrigerant temperature being too high. My dear, it's so simple to answer this question if you know the concept. Refrigerant temperature, obviously it will be high, right? So that should not be the cause of this problem, right? Therefore, the answer for this question is what? Option, these all are correct. So 1, 2, 3 are correct. That means option B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 130. When the discharge pressure is too high in refrigeration system, high pressure control is installed. Why high pressure control is installed, right? My dear, whenever its discharge pressure is too high, there is only and only one way to control this. That is what? We have to stop the compressor. Therefore, answer for this question is what? Option D is the correct answer. Consider the following statements. In psychometer, wet bulb temperature is a measure of enthalpy of moist air, so that in the psychometric chart, first, the constant enthalpy lines are also constant. Water temperature lines, wet bulb and dry bulb temperature are same at any condition. Wet bulb and dry bulb temperature are equal at saturation condition. Which of these statements are correct? My dear, this is again a good question. Only at one condition, my dear, it is not possible. But for this, we have to draw the diagram. That is what? Psychometry chart, right? This will be like this curve, right? Okay. It is saying constant enthalpy lines are also called, yes. Just right now we have gone through this, my dear. In case of evaporative cooling, whenever going from 1 to 2 condition, we said that WBT is equal to enthalpy. That means this one is correct. Now, next. Wet bulb temperature and dry bulb temperature are same at any condition. No, my dear. These are not same at any condition. These same only at saturated condition. It is in the third statement itself. Wet bulb and dry bulb temperature equal at such a condition. That means, my dear, option this one is second statement is wrong. So first and third statements both are correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer for this question. Question number 132. 22 we have all done. At 100% relative humidity, the vapor temperature is more than dew point temperature, same as dew point temperature, less than dew point temperature, equal to ambient temperature. My dear, whenever it is in 100% relative humidity, let's draw the psychometry chart. My dear, 100% relative humidity means what, my dear? It is in saturated condition. So at this in that case, my dear, vapor temperature is equal to what? Dew point temperature is equal to what? Dry bulb temperature. All these will be same. One more thing, my dear, in this case, wet bulb depression is equal to dry bulb temperature minus wet bulb temperature is equal to 0. That means at saturated condition, wet bulb depression is equal to 0. Question number 133. Evaporative air cooler used effectively when? At which case, my dear, we can use evaporative air cooler effectively? So, my dear, it is very simple question if you know the concept. So, when, my dear, dry bulb temperature is high and relative humidity is low, in that case evaporative air cooler can used effectively. So as you can see, the options we have given, yes, option D is the correct answer for this question. Question number 134. The most commonly used method for the design of duct size is the? So, my dear, there are so many methods to use duct design. These three I know. Basically, I haven't heard about this one. So among these three methods, so option B, that is equal friction method, is the most commonly used one. So option B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 135. Fresh air intake, air changes per hour recommended for ventilation purposes in the air conditioning system of an office building is. So my dear, in this case, as high as possible we recommend that. Therefore my dear, option D is the correct answer for this question. Question number 136. For low bypass factor of cooling coil, the spacing and the number of rows will be respectively. For this case my dear, for low condition, right, low bypass factor means, what is the meaning of this my dear? Means loss will be less. Bypass factor means what? Loss. Low means what? Less. So less loss cooling coil. For less loss cooling coil, what should be the case? As we have given spacing and number of tube rows will be respectively. In that case my dear, right, what will happen? Space will be decreasing, right? Space will be decreasing, and my dear, tube rows will be increasing. So here my dear, low means decreasing and increasing means high. So space should be what my dear? Low. Space should be low and rows should be high. Therefore option C is the correct answer for this question. Question number 137. What it is given? In air conditioning design for summer months, the condition inside a factory where heavy work is performed as compared to a factory in which light work is performed should have, right? What should be condition my dear? My dear, wherever my dear heavy work is going on, in that case what we required basically, that is important. In that case we required drive of temperature and relative humidity should be my dear what? Lower, because if heavy work is going on, so automatically drive up and relative humidity will be high. Therefore we should keep that lower condition. Therefore option A is the correct answer for this question. Question number 138. Which of the following method is or are adopted in the design of air duct design? As we have gone through my dear, this all three we can adopt, right? Velocity reduction method, equal friction, as well as static regain method. So option D is the correct answer for this question. Question number 139. Amazing question. We have already done this. If you are following my questions, and my dear, I think 2019 or this year even I think so, they have asked question by using this formula in ESC. The sensible heat factor of a room is given by. So which formula is is correct? So my dear, we know that sensible heat factor is equal to sensible heat load, right, division sensible heat load plus latent heat load, right? Sensible heat load plus latent heat load is equal to total heat load. That means sensible heat ratio total heat load is known as sensible heat factor. Therefore option D is the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the question number 140. Match list 1 and list 2. So we have given the devices we are using in case of VARS on the places of compressor in case of VCRS. That means we replaced compressor with these 4 devices. Also pump we used with all these devices in case of VARS. So what are function of these devices? If you know, we can easily match. So generator, what this generator is doing my dear, the function of this generator is removal of water from strong aqua ammonia solution. For A2 is the correct answer. Now look at the options we have given. You don't need to, for any examination my dear, if you are confirmed this one is correct, you don't need to look at others because this is the unique one you got. So automatically option D is the correct answer. So you will save a lot of time. Now what is analyzer is doing? It is doing dehydration, right? What is rectifier doing, my dear? What is rectifier doing? That is producing dry ammonia vapor by removing traces of water particles completely. What is receiver doing, my dear? The storage device, right? It is storing. So my dear, if you'll go through the VCRS diagram, VARS diagram, not VCRS. So this one is absorber, this one is pump, this one is generator, this one is analyzer, this one is rectifier, and then this like this, going on like this, right? So if you'll get confused whether rectifier will be first or analyzer will be first, remember, my dear, English alphabet. What is happening in case of English alphabet? We got A letter first, then we got R letter later on. Therefore, A will come first, that is absorber, right? So this is a diagram. Basically from this diagram also you can understand, right? And in case of VCRS, we do not use these devices. We use only and only single device, that is compressor. And in case of VARS, we used these devices in place of compressors. Rest of the devices are same, that means condenser, expander, evaporator, all the devices are same for both the cases. Only there is difference in the compressor. Alright, so guys, thanks for watching. Thank you very much. One more thing, guys, we have launched our NLC test series. In non-tech, we are providing 65 tests because most of technical students lack in this. So it's only 299 rupees, and for technical we are providing 10 full length test, mechanical technical part. It's only 149 rupees, right? 149. For both the test series, links is in the description. For mechanical technical portion only is in the first comment for your ease. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. See you soon. God bless you all.